My name's Kelsey Miller, and this is my informative speech for Public Speaking 6103. What is a culture? How do you define it? Dictionary.com says that a culture is a system of beliefs or behaviors set forth by social groups such as age or ethnicity, religion. Every individual has a culture that defines who they are in some way, whether it is your ethnicity or your religion that you choose to abide by beliefs and behaviors because of. Sometimes it's the environment or the setting that we grow up in a specific town. A lot of times we don't get the choice of choosing what kind of culture we'll have in our lives. I fortunately had the choice. My culture follows me daily, and it's something that I believe in wholeheartedly, and it's the most prominent culture that I would like to talk about, and that's my involvement in the March of Dimes. Now, it's a nonprofit organization, and some of you may feel like it's not technically a culture, but March of Dimes has been in my life for the last 12 years, and every day I spend trying to fight for the 2.5-pound babies in this world, and the babies with extreme birth defects, and the babies that don't get to live to see past their first few days of life. My culture, we believe that every individual should be given a fair shot at a great life, and it's something that I'll always cherish, and that is my calling for my future. My culture came into my life 12 years ago on April 24th of 1999. It was Walk Day, which is our biggest event every year. It's our biggest fundraiser. It's an event where nearly thousands of people gather every day to try to fight and gather and raise money for premature babies. We get together at 8 o'clock, walks at 9, and we spend 3 hours walking 5.6 miles. I was 7 years old walking 5.6 miles for babies I didn't know. I did it because my mom wanted me to become an active volunteer with her. That day after the walk, I spent all day in a bounce house, which is, let's be honest, every kid's favorite pastime. I ate popcorn, played hopscotch, jump rope, blew bubbles. But that wasn't what I remembered the most. Being 7 years old, I had a very naive view of the world. That day, I heard hundreds of people talking about how they had had a premature baby, or they had had a baby that didn't make it past the first few days, or they didn't get to hold their baby after 3 weeks of having it. They never got to touch it because it was premature. It was 2.5 pounds and couldn't live on its own, couldn't breathe on its own without a machine. And how they'd been affected physically, mentally, emotionally, financially. Every aspect of their lives had been turned upside down by what was supposed to be a happy time. But not only was I listening to these stories, I was watching people who had gone through the same thing be there for these strangers. They had never met them. They were just there for a shoulder to cry on and for advice. Even at 7, I knew this was something big. I knew this was something bigger than me and something special that can't be found most places. I knew that I could believe in this and I could set forth behaviors for myself, and this is the point when it became my culture. This is the point when I was hooked. After that, I spent days trying to find coins on the couch, or trying to get that stupid rubber stopper out of the bottom of my piggy bank so I could donate my $5.17. I could do anything to help. I wanted to help the hurting babies. I didn't want them to suffer anymore. My mom then told me that I could just become an active volunteer and see what I could do to put forth my time to make fundraisers more effective so we could, as a whole, as a culture, as a community, raise money. From that point on, I became scrubbing tires every week. I probably scrubbed thousands of tires in my life. I baked cookies for bake sales. I sat in dunk booths to raise money. I have done all I could for the last 12 years trying to actively raise money. It's something that has become a part of my life every day. I walk into stores and I try to think of ways that they can donate or they can get involved, and I talk to friends and I try to get them involved and try to get them to experience what I've experienced with this culture. It's something that has dominated my thoughts weekly. At first, the first 9 months, it was something that I was doing, for the first 9 years, it was something I was doing monthly when we had events. And then when I was 13, I joined the committee, and it was something I did every week. We would join together for weeks and see if we could help each other help the cause. And in 2008, my mom became the division director locally for the March of Dimes, which meant that every single day of my life, some point of the day was dedicated to the March of Dimes and those babies. The last 12 years have been some of the best of my life. My visual aid is to hopefully explain to you how important it is. This is my shirt. This is a March of Dimes shirt. This is a little baby in a hat. And this is my hat. I have an entire outfit. I have shoes. I have official March of Dimes sunglasses. There they are. These are all the shirts from the last 12 years. This was the shirt that actually got me involved that year. We had a friend of ours who was actively involved in the March of Dimes, and he got us hooked. He was killed in a car accident, and that year they had put his picture on one of the shirts, and we had all signed it, and we did the walk that year in memory of him. Even though he wasn't premature, we did it in his memory. This is my committee shirt. I wear this at walk day so people know that I can help. And these are all the shirts from past years that we have had. There's 12 of them for every year that I've been here, but I have several other shirts. But I chose this visual aid because I wanted everyone to see that it's not just a nonprofit volunteer service for me. It's my lifestyle. I wear these clothes out in public. I want people to know this is what I support and this is who I am. It's my passion. It's who I am. All in all, most people say that volunteer service can be an obligation, but it's not. For me, it's what I want to do. It's who I am. It's what defines me. It's my beliefs. And every day I get to say that I save babies. I save innocent babies. It's not my culture. It's my lifestyle. Thank you for listening.